Showtime.
For the big screen mainstream actors today.
Well, so Doug, here's a question. How can you tell the difference between the world and that?
Welcome to the Tech School Podcast powered by DSDT. I'm Josh on this Tuesday afternoon.
And I'm just simply Mr. Harris.
Okay, Mr. Harris, good afternoon.
Top of the day to you.
Yes, sir. How are things going here at DSDT?
They're going.
Okay.
They're going, man. It's been hectic around here. We had an influx of students this round. So between trying to get them where they need to be and little things that are happening, it's been kind of hectic. But it's a welcome hecticness, you know. One of the things I often try to remind people is prior to the pandemic, we had to build out this section over here due to the fact that we were growing so much, you know, and we kind of got away from the in-person training. And it's nice to actually see students beginning to walk around the building again, you know. So it's hectic, but it's good.
A good problem.
Yeah, it is. It is. So I'm just looking forward to having even more of them.
Yes.
Around the building. Just saying.
Getting back to the old ways.
Yeah. You know, it's just funny how often you miss things once they're gone. You know, thinking back to when the pandemic first began, I remember days just being in here alone and it was nobody in the building. There was no one in the Southwest Detroit corridor. I mean, seemed like it was just you and the world. And, you know, now to start seeing things come back alive and seeing people get back into the hustle and bustle, that's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. So I welcome it.
All right.
Yeah.
So what's going on in the news? You have a lot going on this week to kick off.
We have absolutely a lot of news going on. And I think that we would be remiss if we didn't kind of mention some of these things, right?
Yes.
And possibly one of the bigger stories this week, right, was
Queen Elizabeth II laid to rest in London, England.
So I'm not the one for the tabloids. I don't get into a lot of the gossip, you know, but you just couldn't help but take a minute to kind of watch some of this. You know, I think I heard one of the commentators say that this was probably one of the biggest funerals in our lifetime.
Yes.
Or in recent times, you know, and I thought that was kind of like, wow.
I think you can make the statement in our lifetime because we're talking about the longest reigning monarch in England's history. She reigned as queen for more than 70 years.
More than 70 years.
Yes.
That's like longer than I am old. I'm just saying.
Yes. I mean, it's iconic.
Right. So I kind of like watching, you know, some of the drama unfold in the family. I guess, you know, you can blame it on the reality television these days. You know, they got a lot of drama going on over there, thanks to modern television and the cameras following everything. And, you know, the paparazzis, you kind of stay in tow with a lot of the things that are happening within the family circle. But one of the biggest things that I took away from the whole funeral was how the hell did they march for all those miles?
Oh my goodness. That's a very good point.
How did they march for 20,000 miles? Like little toy soldiers. I'm not trying to make fun.
No. Just
but it's just one of the things that I took away from it, right? And I love the fact that there was so much coverage about it. Again, I don't know if we'll ever witness a funeral like that one.
Probably not.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Roughly 4 billion people, I believe, tuned in.
And they loved her.
Yes.
Absolutely loved her. I was listening to Michelle Obama talk about her this morning and how, you know, she kind of broke protocol when she met her and actually reached out and hugged her. You know, I thought that was like one of those wow moments. And I'm sure that she kind of was more akin to that than some would think as her being queen. That's another story.
Mm-hmm.
That's another story, right? But I guess it would have been a great. I mean, I never had the opportunity to visit, but definitely would love to have at some point had a eye on her.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, true story. You guys may not know, true story, but back when DSDT first started back in 2016, and keep in mind we just had an anniversary. September 15th is our anniversary date, so we've been here now 6 years.
Okay.
But back in January of 2017, we had a special visitor as he or they were leaving the White House. And such be the royalty within the United States, it was Biden. So somewhere around here, there's a video of Carlos shaking the formidable president's hand, right? And you know what he said to me when I shook his hand?
What did he say?
He said, "Carlos, my man, those are some cool threads you got." Hey, that's the conversation I had with we talk like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, me and the president like
that.
I'm just saying.
You two are tight.
Yeah, like that.
Okay. Okay.
So, but that's about probably as close as I'll ever come to someone in office.
Oh, you never know, Carlos.
Well,
you never know.
I'm good.
But I think it is safe to say, as far as Queen Elizabeth II's reign in England, we may never see something of that magnitude, that long of a reign again in our lifetime.
Yeah. Do you think that it's time for it to be gone? The monarch, kings, queens.
That's an interesting question. It's tough to really answer because we're not accustomed. We don't know what the people of England feel.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really tough for us to answer that question. One thing that really did stand out to me, though, Carlos, is the money has to change.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
yeah.
And
that was a little odd.
You get to be king, you get to be queen, you get your face on the money.
Yes, versus here in the United States where
we got dead presidents. We had dead presidents.
If you would have figured that you would have dead rulers on their money as well.
Yeah.
But no, that's not the case. So they have to go through a complete currency change. Yeah. And I mean wow.
Yeah. I, though, for all intents and purposes, I think it's time to change that.
Okay. Here's one thing. Go ahead. Express your candor.
I just feel as though, gone be the days of having to answer to kings and queens.
Mm-hmm.
In a true republic, a democracy such as the United States, we don't have it. And I don't know, particularly to the government, becomes similar to a king in its stead. You have a president that gets to rule for 5 years. I say rule, but that's not necessarily the term to use. But all the same, we don't have that hierarchy that other democratically run institutions have.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I think that though we really should consider doing away with the whole monarchs and the whole lineage of that stuff. I just think that we're all equal. We were created equal. So why not, live in harmony as such? Now that's my 2 cents and I'm sticking with it.
Okay. Fair enough. I did crack a joke yesterday where the anchors commented on Prince Harry not wearing a uniform because he isn't currently performing his duties within the monarch, within the royal family. And I made a joke and I said, I'm sure Prince Harry is okay. He is in California with Meghan Markle, living his life with his wife and kid. I think he's okay.
Yeah, I don't think so.
And I think I think he's okay.
I'll tell you why I don't think he's okay.
He was 6th, 7th in line anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, from that standpoint, but I'm talking about financially being secure after being, in that lineage for so long and living that lifestyle. So now you got to start writing books. You got to start doing interviews.
I don't think, do we really think Prince Harry will ever be financially stressed?
He's not doing it like Buckingham. I'm just saying. He's not doing it like this.
But we're not on food stamps either.
That's another story for another day. That's another story.
I think Prince Harry, I think he will be just fine.
Okay, from your mouth to the Queen's ears. To the Queen's ears. Long live the Queen.
Long live the Queen.
All right. So I want to bring on one of our previous guests. He's been with us a number of times.
Wait, before you bring him on, do you want to talk? We got a few more things to talk about.
Absolutely, but we have to bring him on because there was a merge this week that happened, and he really needs to come on to kind of break it down for us. So why don't we bring on our good friend Kevin?
Kevin, good afternoon.
What's going on, y'all? What's going on?
You got it. How are you?
I'm all right.
All right, so Kevin, there was a merger that took place this week, and I want you to explain to me why the heck I should be so concerned with it.
I mean, honestly, I'm bearish a bit the merge, honestly, but
well, let's talk about what merge are we talking about? What's going on? Break this down. I don't know what I'm seeing right now.
It's about the Ethereum merge. So with the merge, they went from a proof of work to a proof of stake. The proof of stake supposedly makes them more energy consumption, makes the energy consumption go down by like 99%. So therefore, it makes it more efficient to the economy of what the world is today. So the only thing I don't like about it is like it's becoming more centralized. So it's kind of taking away from the decentralization of what a cryptocurrency is supposed to be. And now we're starting to act more so as a security where it's becoming more predictable and you're able to analyze in a different aspect.
Wow. Okay, so for me, right, one of the biggest things that I liked and I've always been anticipating, and remember, this merger took years, literally years.
How many years are we talking roughly?
I think like 4 or 5.
Okay.
4 or 5.
About 5 years. Okay.
And so, again, he says it was proof of work before, meaning that you had miners within the whole ecosystem that were responsible for the inner operations of the blockchain. Mm-hmm. And so now the merger allows us supposedly to have cheaper gas fees. So gas fees, could you explain to us what gas fees are?
So gas fees is pretty much rewarding the people that hold the most crypto, in my opinion. Like people that hold the most crypto, like with Ethereum, every time you use Ethereum, you're giving ETH to those that hold the most ETH. When you're using Bitcoin, you're giving Bitcoin to those that put in the most work. So Ethereum is just pretty much rewarding people that are holding it and are giving people access to being able to use it as a what I'm trying to say. Pretty much they're just rewarding people with the fees. So the gas fees are used to process on the network. So think of it like a credit card transaction fee. You know, when you go to a gas station or a liquor store or any type of store, they typically have like their own. They'll say like, oh, if it's under $5, we got to charge you this. So please have over $5. Similar to ETH, like those gas fees are still ridiculous. Honestly, I'm just looking at it right now. I just tried to buy an NFT and it was still the same price as the NFT the gas fee was. But yeah.
Okay, so are you telling me then the gas fees are staying the same even after this so-called merger and we're moving to proof of stake in the whole 9 that they sold us on for 4 years?
Yeah, what does this do for us? What does it
honestly
do for the everyday person in terms of benefits?
For all it does is energy consumption, man. That was their main thing. Their main thing was trying to be more efficient to the economy. The amount of energy that they were using can power like a smaller nation. So now it's becoming more energy efficient, but in my opinion, it's just their way of trying to stay compliant so that they don't get taken down, and that rules in Vitalik losing some of his money. That's just me.
What do you mean when you say they don't get taken down? What does that mean?
So by them switching over to proof of stake, right? So in order for them switching over to a proof of stake, they're now 99% more energy efficient, right? But the thing is, now in order to stake on your own, you need to lock 32 Ethereum. The average person does not have 32 Ethereum just sitting there locked and loaded. That's over 50 grand Ethereum that you need to have to be able to stake it. So what's becoming more and more popular now is what's called staking pools. So staking pools is being able to say, we're going to take your ETH, Carlos. We're going to take your ETH, Josh. We're going to take my ETH. We're going to put it all together. We're going to stake it, and we're going to get rewarded for it. Now, the bad thing about it is that it becomes like that's a decentralized way of doing it, right? But the way that they're promoting it now is by doing it through crypto exchanges. So the thing with the crypto exchanges is that 64% of all stake ETH are currently sitting on these exchanges. They're held by exchanges. So this makes it very centralized in this aspect, because now these companies have to follow the rules pretty much of their countries, or they're going to risk being shut down.
Yeah.
Saw this in Canada. What was that, early this year? Or was that last year, when they sanctioned 34 crypto wallets for the what was it called, the Trucker Freedom Convoy?
Mm-hmm.
So when they did that, they pretty much, like, that just shows you right there the power. So now by Ethereum switching over to proof of stake, that gives them the same power, because each individual blockchain or crypto exchange company is held in different countries, and now they're forced to pretty much comply with the country's rules. And if they don't, then they risk getting shut down, and that's not good for anybody.
Okay, so if I am a blockchain developer, right, would you recommend or would you refer that I switch my project over from whatever the blockchain is to this new version of ETH now?
I mean, you're trying to scale. I would say only if you're trying, like it's tough, man, because everyone screams decentralization, but nobody really wants it. Like, people are scared of it because they're not able to, with bankings and stuff like that, your money's assured up to a certain amount. And people are just scared of the whole DeFi concept, when really DeFi isn't really that bad. It just kind of just limits what the government can do with your money. Like, why do I want the government to have a say-so in how my money is taxed, how my money is used, how my money is dispersed to me? I don't want them to know all that. Like, y'all are already making me pay crazy amount of taxes on my salary. Like,
it's almost like you filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy.
Right. It sounds to me like you need some money with your face on it.
Oh my!
I'm just saying. Okay, well, listen, Kevin, we definitely appreciate you once again for coming on and enlighten us, because I definitely was trying to hear more about this merger, because I would love to be able to program something on one of these blockchains. I don't know which one yet. I was leaning towards one. You told me don't go that way, so it's still up for discussion. But at the same time, we appreciate you. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, no problem, man. No problem.
Thank you, good friend.
Wow. So
that's a lot to take in.
Yeah, well, it's something we definitely have to stay abreast of. Blockchain technology isn't going anywhere. The market took a hit over the last several months, and the value of the dollars actually decreased immensely. But at the same time, it will rebound.
Yes.
And as it's rebounding, then technologies like this new Ethereum change are going to help us to move in the direction that we should. It kind of takes you back to the bubble of the .com back in the day. Now, I'm old enough to remember back when you had all of these .com companies. Everybody had one, and before the end of the day, you only had your Facebooks, your Googles, do you remember Yahoo Messenger? Of course you do, right? But where is it now? Yeah. AOL.com. Where is it now? Actually, I saw somebody the other day with an AOL.com.
Who's still using MapQuest?
MapQuest, right? So, a lot of these companies went by the wayside, and so too must this industry, begin to figure out who's going to be the titans at the end of the day. So it's really interesting to me at this time. So
absolutely.
Right. Another one of the great things that was happening.
Yes.
Speaking in the news. Joe. Right. Let's do some little local.
Yes.
And I know you are all over this. Mm-hmm. Would you consider yourself to be like the president, a car guy?
I would.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And of these cars, which one looks the most appeasing to you? Which one are you more interested in? If we're talking about electric,
I would say the Tesla. But I am intrigued by the Ford Lightning.
The truck.
Yes, I am intrigued by the Ford Lightning.
Okay.
I'm very intrigued. It has everything a traditional Ford F-150 has, as far as like it's pickup truck, but it's very luxurious.
Okay.
Yes. They've added the luxury element to the Ford F-150.
All right.
So I'm intrigued by it.
All right. So why are they touting these new investments that they're going to be making into specifically the city of Detroit, or is it a whole conglomerate of cities that they're going to give?
Yeah. It's multiple cities. It's multiple states. We're looking at roughly 15 states. I believe 900 million. This is part of a 900 million bipartisan bill to build EV chargers on 53,000 square miles of highway throughout the country.
Wow.
Yeah. So, this is full scale across the country to build more EVs.
Okay.
Yeah. When you think about that, 53,000 miles of highway.
It's a lot.
That's a lot of ground.
That's about how much I did this past weekend.
Yes,
I'm just saying.
Yes, and Michigan is one of the 15 states that is getting going with this new effort.
Okay, so
electric vehicles are part of the future.
They absolutely are. I agree 100,000%. But here's the problem I have.
Well, what's the problem you have?
So when you're talking about electric vehicles, let's talk about drone technology.
Okay. Go for it.
Because the drones are definitely entering into the space. Why can't we not build something that has a longer battery life than the current? Right. So, your drones, they're lasting still like 30 minutes on a full charge. Is there a way that the technology can be more advanced than what it is currently? Do you know, Joy?
I do not, Carlos.
Okay.
But what is the question you're asking?
The question is, how do I get me a better battery? It's just that simple. Right? Because I think Michigan actually has a battery plant somewhere here near Detroit.
Okay.
Right? And we making all these batteries for these vehicles. Can we get something that lasts longer than my iPhone, for example? I'm just saying, because it only lasts roughly about 14 hours.
Yep.
Right.
Especially if you're using it nonstop.
Yeah. So I've been looking a lot at because I'm dead set, and I've shown you guys before, I'm dead set on getting a drone. I'm talking about getting a drone that I can drive. You want an electrical vehicle? Then we're definitely going to go electric.
Okay. But once you get into that, a drone you can actually drive from point A to point B. Then we're talking about the speed of the drone. How much weight can the drone carry?
Hold on. You just don't touch that subject. Don't talk about my weight. Hold on now. I'm sensitive. I'm just saying.
I'm talking about as far as cargo. I drive a Ram pickup.
Right.
Therefore, when it comes to shopping, running errands,
you can't do it in those drones right now.
Yeah, so
can't do it. The Jetson that I have my eye on, it runs about 90,000. It comes 50% put together, and at the end of the day, I think it would be nice to have it. So
yeah, I'm sure. I think it would be nice to have as an addition, as an additional vehicle,
right?
But definitely not your primary vehicle.
Well, better keep some gas stations around here.
Okay.
Just saying. Keep the gas stations, because it's going to be a while before we get the battery chargers across the nations, and especially if you're doing a lot of traveling.
Well, what I really appreciate about this bill is Detroit is not being left out.
Yeah.
That's my takeaway from it. The president is doing something, and he's including the city of Detroit.
But think about that. Yeah. How could you
leave
Detroit out? The city that put the world on wheels.
It sounds logical enough, but as we all know, Detroit has been left out in history in past years. It's just nice to see. Yeah, Detroit, you're part of this conversation too.
Yeah.
Kind of pivoting a tad bit. The government also awarding the city roughly $150 million, give or take, to reconstruct Black Bottom Boulevard along 375.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's just another sign of Detroit. We see you. You're part of the conversation.
Yeah.
So,
it's money well spent.
It's money well spent,
and we definitely need more of it. Remember that.
Yeah. So EV chargers being built in 15 states, including Michigan, which of course includes Metro Detroit. So it's coming. We're part of the future.
Yeah,
we are part of the future.
We need to get better batteries. You need to make batteries at the Duracell plant. I'm just saying, the copper tops.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You looking to drive your drone, and you know what? That is part of the future too.
I want it. I'm looking forward to it ASAP.
Yes.
ASAP.
I mean, there were some demonstrations, or there are some demonstrations this week at the auto show at the Coleman Young Airport, where you a mobile drone. I mean, it's you see it coming.
Yeah. You know, I haven't been to the auto show yet.
I went on Friday. I went to the charity preview.
Okay.
It's nice. It's spread out. It's different. It's definitely different.
It's different from me from the perspective that when I pull onto Jefferson in front of Hart Plaza, I see all the trucks. You know, you've never seen that in the past.
Well, you have to keep in mind, Detroit may not carry the biggest auto show, but as you alluded to, with this being the city that put the country on wheels, it's the most influential auto show.
Okay.
Therefore, when we had the charity preview last Friday at Huntington Place, you had roughly 30 countries.
Wow.
In the Motor City.
Wow.
40 states in our country at Huntington Place, 30 countries across the globe.
Wow.
Yeah, it was an international event.
Yeah. Yeah. So why didn't get an invite and you went? I'm just saying.
Last minute free ticket.
I'm just saying, you got to remember your boy, Josh.
I know. Yeah,
but it's okay. I wasn't here anyway, so
it's all good. So you're gonna make me feel bad and say, "Oh, I wouldn't have gone in."
Yeah, I wasn't here. So
where did you go?
I was in last Friday. I was in Arkansas.
Right on.
Arkansas. So Wednesday, Thursday, Florida. So, you know, I'll be glad when they build these stations throughout these 530,000 miles of United States highway, you know,
53,000 miles of highway.
Yeah, because
highway miles.
Because the gas is killing me. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
the gas is tearing me up still.
Yes, time to make that change.
Right. So in tech news, we're gonna have Amber come back on this.
Amber, yes.
Amber.
Hey.
Amber, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Great.
We're working with it. So we want you to come back this week and give us an update about a lot of what's going on in this tech news. I don't think nobody can deliver it better than you. So
well, I appreciate that.
Amber, you got the juice.
All right, so tell us about what's happening with Facebook, as if there's always something happening with Facebook, right?
Oh my goodness, what's going on?
So Meta has made some great changes for business owners. If you have a business page, they have finally updated their marketing options for business owners. It's notoriously been really hard for business to business marketing and targeting options, but they have finally defined some new audience segments for B2B marketing. So IT decision makers is an area that you can target. You can target business decision makers. You can target specific titles or interests within business, and then as well as just targeting new active business, which to the layperson, maybe if you're just on social for personal reasons, might not be a big deal, but this is really, really big for businesses who have only really been able to target other consumers and not really target businesses. So this is exciting news.
It absolutely is. So does that mean then that I will be able to use it kind of like a LinkedIn?
Yes, but even better, because even on LinkedIn, you're limited on your targeting options. But with this new Facebook, or should I say Meta rollout, you have more options with targeting. And even with like the new active business, so sometimes, you know, businesses will want to network with other businesses, with newer businesses who might not have the resources. So this new active business segment or category allows you to target businesses that were created within the last 6, 12, or 24 months.
Wow. That sounds like something I need to be looking into ASAP. And where can I find this at? Do you know?
So it's going to be rolling out. It's in the process of rolling out. A lot of the features has started to come through in August, but they don't roll them out to everyone right away. So just keep an eye out for it in your business, like Facebook business or Meta business platform.
Yeah, I spent a lot of money with Facebook, Meta, whoever we want to call them. I'm just saying, right? And at the end of the day, they should roll me out in the first wave.
You would think so. I don't know how they pick and choose who they roll things out to, but sometimes I'm a little offended. Like, I feel like I should have been first.
Exactly. We are innovators. We don't want to be on the tail end of anything.
Okay.
Right. All right. So tell us about this TikTok story.
So TikTok, this is really cool. I don't know if you're familiar with the social platform called Be Real. But Be Real is basically an anti-TikTok or an anti-Instagram. So Instagram, TikTok, Facebook are, more aesthetic. Like they're these planned, curated pieces of content. There's these really beautiful posts. And Be Real was supposed to be, no, this is the here and the now in all of its realness and all of its authenticity. It's not curated. It's not planned. It's just right now. So anyway, so TikTok is taking a page out of the Be Real book, and they created something called TikTok Now. And TikTok Now allows the user to, in real time, record themselves. It's a two-way camera. So you know how you can, I don't know, on the iPhone and stuff, you can record yourself and whatever's in front of you at the same time. Mm-hmm. So this new TikTok Now update allows you to do just that. It uses your front and back camera at the same time. So for instance, right now, if I wanted to say, hey, check me out, I'm on this podcast, and I put my phone up, it would record my face, but it would also record what I'm seeing as well. So it gives users more like in the moment kind of feel, and it's not like this planned, perfect content. Also with this TikTok Now, they're rolling out or increasing some of the safety measures, particularly for younger kids. Anyone under the age of 16 that creates an account to use TikTok Now, their account's going to be private by default. Anyone under the age of 18, will not be able to share their TikTok Now content on the Explore feed. And then people age 13 to 15 are going to have commenting options limited to friends only. So it kind of protects against some of those older trolls or inappropriate people that are on there being inappropriate on children accounts.
It's hard to argue with that.
Right. But here's a question. Come on now, you're 13, you're 15, you know how to set up an account without doing any parental guys on it, right?
This is true. But TikTok has features in the app where parents, first of all, this is a soapbox I can get on if you want me to, but like parents should be on their children's phones anyway. You should be in those apps. You should be familiar with the privacy settings and the security settings. You should be like knowing what your child is doing online, particularly on these apps. So in TikTok, there are parental features that you can go in and set yourself. You can even link them to your own TikTok account, so you can control your child's TikTok account from your own phone, from your own TikTok account. And put measures in place when they can be on it, how often they can be on it, what type of content they can be looking at, all of those things. So you should be doing that anyways.
Sounds to me like my kid in the second grade makes another account.
Well, I guess I'm throwing out the silver lining for everything today. And the silver lining for this particular topic is at least there's another layer when it comes to keeping the trolls and the inappropriate people at bay.
Absolutely. Okay. And I think it's an exciting update and new feature because, the wave of social media in the next year or two is really going to be this in the moment, real time, authentic exposure. And so if you guys watch or are familiar, I kind of pay attention to stuff like this, tech news, things that are going on social media. So I've noticed that the Kardashians, which I don't pay attention to unless I have a reason to. And so I had a reason because I noticed that there was a lot of talk about Kylie recording TikToks and reels and things in her car and then accidentally dropping her phone, and it looked staged. The reality is it probably is staged, but she's trying to present herself as very authentic in the moment. I'm so excited to show you my new lip kit. I couldn't even wait till I got home. I had to do it right in the car. Right. And that's kind of where things are going. So this TikTok Now gives us the ability to do that, to share people in the moment, like our reality.
Yeah, I don't. Okay. Listen, I'm still trying to get past what the heck is Be Real. What is Be Real?
What is Be Real?
I mean, you can't be no realer than Carlos and Josh.
No.
It's a social media platform, and it's one, like I said earlier.
Real?
It's called Be Real.
Be Real. Do they have more users than TikTok?
No.
No.
What's the format?
It's video. So it's
videos. Okay.
It's kind of like, I want to say it's almost kind of like a baby between Instagram and TikTok, but with a more authentic spin to it. It's really more of like people who are tired of the perfectly curated Instagram feeds and the perfectly put together TikToks that are just, you can tell the person spent hours doing their hair and their makeup and creating the scene and then doing the editing. Like Be Real is supposed to be like, nope, I'm here, I'm now, no makeup, I'm outside, it's raining, whatever's going on. Like, this is reality. This is what's happening. I want to share it with you right now.
Organic.
Exactly.
That sounds like something that I should be on. I'm just saying, I want to be authentic. Yeah. I don't want to be staged. I don't want to be, stand over here, say your lines. I don't want to do none of that. I just want to be me. But I can't get how they'll be able to use the front and the back camera in order to create the content. To me, that seems like, wow. Right? Because I don't know of any other app that does that.
Well, my phone does it now, to where I can record the front and the back at the same time. Like if I wanted to make a video again of something that I'm doing where I want you to see my reaction, but I also want you to see what I'm looking at.
Yeah, well, I don't know how you do. What kind of phone you have? You have Android or Apple?
I have both, and honestly, I can't remember which phone does it.
Right, because I can tell you on the Apple, half the time I can't even get it to flip around. I'm just saying, I can't get it to flip. So,
but see, how many times have you struggled with that where you want it to flip around and you're struggling? So now you don't have to worry about that because you can get both views at once.
Oh,
so TikTok, yeah. See, you'll find a use for it after all. So TikTok now, per usual, it has not rolled out to everyone yet, but it is coming. And for some in the United States, it should be just an extension of the TikTok app. But in some countries, they're rolling it out as a completely separate app. Instead of TikTok, It'll be the TikTok Now app.
Okay. All right. And finally, Instagram updates, features.
Yeah, so there's this really cool thing with Instagram. Instagram is rolling out where it's called the Add Yours sticker, and it is available. It should be available right now. I have it on mine. If you create a story in Instagram, there is a button you can click. When you swipe up, it should say Add Yours, and from there you can add your sticker. And this is really great for creators who, a lot of times creators don't get credit for starting a trend. And so this helps creators get credit for starting their trends, and it also helps them to interact with people. For instance, if I wanted to create something right now, I'd do a story and create an Add Yours sticker that says, what's your outfit of the day? And I could just take a picture of my outfit. Then everyone else can use that same sticker, and then they can show their outfits of the day. And every time someone clicks on that sticker, it will lead back to me. So everyone will know I created that trend. I'm the originator, and they can come find me. And obviously it's going to help leverage my account a little bit because people will be seeing it.
Okay, so I'm looking at my Instagram right now. The only thing I see is, Carlos, are you registered to vote in Michigan?
Okay.
It say I see a sticker.
So pretend you're going to create a story. So you know how to do that?
Yeah. No.
Click the plus button and then go to story. Yeah. And then you can literally just tap the screen, like take a picture of whatever. If you swipe, look, I took a picture of my forehead. Hold on, let me change that before I start just showing you stuff. That was crazy.
Okay.
Right. Okay, so we take a random picture and then you swipe up. Oh, my screen is blurred, so let's see.
Random picture.
And then there it should say, look, mine says location, mention, and then add yours.
Oh, wait a minute now. Hold on, because I want to know about this. So I take a picture, any picture?
Yeah, use whatever. Just pretend that you're creating a story. And then swipe up.
When I swipe up, it closes.
Like you're having technical difficulty.
Oh, I see.
So you see the add yours?
Yeah.
You can write anything you want in there. You can add whatever you want to add to it, and then share it to your stories or whatever you want to do, and you just create it and add your sticker. So as people start to use that sticker, you'll see how many people are using it. People will be able to click on the sticker and go to your profile. So it's a cool way to start new trends and interact with others.
You know what? I'll tell you, lady.
What?
You can.
See, learning something new every day.
No, it's not that I learn something new every day. It's just that, you know, certain teachers, I just don't get. I don't get. But you are by nature a teacher, right? You just walked me through this whole.
This week I've heard that, which is really strange for me.
I just went through this whole thing and was able to create my own first sticker. I kind of hold on. This is a tear moment.
It's a special moment.
I'm just saying.
Well, so let's add to this real quick. Something else that's really cool that's similar is, so with the iPhone iOS 16 update, you can easily cut the background out of any photo you take. So whether you take a picture of your dog, a microphone, anything, you just tap on the photo, it kind of does this little white squiggly outline, and all of a sudden you can click copy. You can take that and you can put it anywhere. You can put that sticker, like say I wanted to do a sticker of me like throwing up a peace sign, and it's just my face and a peace sign. I can put that sticker on an Instagram story. I can create my own image with it. I can put it in notes. I can send it to a friend. I can message. I can do anything with it. Having said that, you can use it as a sticker on Instagram. So, you know, we have been forced to use whatever stickers Instagram gives us. So if we want to, you know, promote something that's going on, or we want to put a person who's like dancing and happy, we have to use whatever stickers Instagram has. But now, no, if you want to put a happy face dancing sticker on your story, you can use your own happy face.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Reach.
That's what I'm talking about. Next week when you come back, Amber, can you please explain to Josh and how do we grow our followers on TikTok?
Yes,
specifically.
Listen, I can absolutely help you with that.
Oh, yes, please share that knowledge.
Yeah, because I have no idea. I think I got like 2 people follow me, and they both people I don't want following me. I'm just saying.
Next week, we will talk about how to grow your TikTok following. I have like a whole strategy that I can help you guys.
Sounds good. So I want to thank you again, Amber, for coming out and joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And we look forward to having you back next week, where you're going to show us all, because she's a teacher. Remember that she's a teacher.
Yes.
She's going to show us all how to grow our TikTok followers. And why are you the person to teach us that? Tell them right now.
So I kind of had a few viral videos on TikTok. And the first time I went viral, I didn't intend to go viral. And I kind of like shut down because I was like, that's not what I want to be viral for. So I had to lock it down real fast, reevaluate. And then I came back, went viral again. And I'm like, that's okay. But since then, I've been like implementing a strategy where I kind of like, I understand it now. I understand how and why people go viral, what works, how come, you know, some things don't work for everybody. And I hear everybody talking about like, in order to go viral, you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do that. And it's, they far oversimplify it, but at the same time, I wouldn't even say they simplify it, they overgeneralize it. Mm-hmm. It's going to be different. Like your recipe for virality, Carlos, is going to be different than Josh's. Like everybody's recipe is a little bit different. Yeah. But you use similar ingredients.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So to date, how many views do you have on TikTok?
How many views total? Millions. I don't even know. I know I have on one video 17.5 million. I have like, I think 5 videos that have over 1 million. I've grown my follower from 3,000 to almost 200,000 in a month.
Hey, again, did you guys hear that? You can. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Hands down to you. Hands down to you. That's what I'm talking about right there. Nothing but experts. Amber, we appreciate you again this week, and we look forward to seeing you next. Take care.
Thank you.
Wow. Did you guys hear that? Mm-hmm. Did you guys hear that?
I think they heard it.
She said one video, 17.5 million. Now, how many views on any video you've ever created have you gotten? Let's think about that for a moment. How many views? It's specifically for those that are trying to build their channels, that are trying to get more followers, that really are about the digital marketing thing, which is all the more reason, segue, why we came up with the digital marketing program at DSDT, because we understand that this is a new area of the industry that people need to know. And not only just people for their personal brands, but companies as well. They're looking for this. Now, if you've created a video that went 17.5, how much more do companies want to hire you for that skill set to be able to do it for them? Career. Let's talk about that, career. So again, bravo.
Well put.
Bravo. All right. So next we have coming up to talk with us is one of the instructors here, Mr. Carlton B. Ellis. Now, Mr. Ellis, he is one of the new additions to the team, and he's one of our information technologies instructors. And I wanted to have him come on to kind of explain the program, where we're headed, and what students should really be attempting to get out of the program as they're looking at the career options that they have. So without further ado, we want to bring on Mr. Ellis.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Ellis, tell us a little bit about your background, what exactly you'll be doing at DSDT within the program. Let's get a little bit more acclimated with who you are.
Well, I actually started out as a mainframe programmer years ago, programming in maybe about 20 different languages, talking about COBOL, DB2, CICS, IMS, down that road. And when the mainframe started to slow down after the millennium and things like that, I decided to go back and I started to go back to teaching. And then as I started to teach, and I just went from an adjunct to a full-time instructor, to a lead instructor, to a department chair, to academic dean. I just kept going up the ladder. But the thing about it was my passion always stayed with teaching. And every opportunity and chance I got, I was begging to get back into the teaching role. And so now I'm at the point now that I'm doing something that I'm passionate about. Don't get me wrong, I love the ladder, going up the corporate ladder, but I'd rather do something that I really enjoy versus the monetary, if that makes any sense. And so with that being said, I'm like a kid in the candy store when it comes to teaching.
All right.
Teaching, my role here is I'm going to teach anything that I feel comfortable with. They have, I guess I'm going to have to build my rapport, but I can teach anything. I do have my master's in network and security. Prior to coming here, I was working with I want to say young adults to get them up to date so they can pass their certification. And so I had a hands-on approach to that. And one of the good things about my teaching method is trying to incorporate it in a way in which they will understand it and they can follow the process. And the biggest thing is they got to have a fundamental understanding of what IT and computers and all these things go together is.
Wow.
Now,
can we back up just for one hot second?
Yeah.
You have a master's degree?
Yes, sir. And a bachelor's, both of them in IT.
Oh, hold on.
Right on.
Hold
right
on,
on, Professor Ellis.
Right. Hold on one second. You can.
Carlos.
I'm just saying.
Mr. Ellis, here's a question I do have. What skills does it take to have a lasting career in IT technology, in the IT industry, I should say?
The person has to have a strong, and not just an analytical, but you have to have a mindset where, and like, for example, I think analytical, things have to make sense. It has to go together. Mm-hmm. But the biggest thing is you have to be able to think outside the box. Now, what I mean by that is because this is how policemen, when in order for a policeman to catch somebody, they have to think like the criminal. They have to think, okay, what would the criminal do? And then they have to wrap their mind around it and how they're going to set this person up. when a person is dealing with analytical, when they're dealing with especially when you're dealing with security and things like that, you have to be able to feel comfortable thinking outside the box. Let me give you a prime example. Walt Disney, when he's alive, when he wanted to get a new product off and going, he went to the kids. And the reason why he went to the kids because kids don't have no boundaries. As they grow up, we tell them things that they can't do. We tell them things that they shouldn't do. So we put boundaries around our kids. But two things, kids are honest and they have no boundaries. And he would sit down and he would listen to these kids. Let me give a prime example. Barney, a purple dinosaur. That did not come from an adult. SpongeBob SquarePants, a sponge to live in the sea. Those are kids because kids can wrap their mind around anything at that young age because they have no boundaries. And so if a person wants to be successful, and this, because why I'm saying this because technology is constantly changing. The criminals are getting more savvy. So you have to think outside the box. And I get so excited when I talk about that.
No. You're onto something, and I'm going to kind of slightly pivot the conversation just a tad bit to get I want to get your understanding from a technology standpoint.
Okay.
And I stress that technology standpoint, where we're talking about in the city of Detroit, city council voting today on Shot Spotter.
Okay.
And it's something police have expressed they could use this technology to better keep the streets safer. They can better respond quicker to reports of gunfire. From a technology standpoint, do you have any candor to share on this matter?
That's a
technology.
But the thing I'm saying about that is, and I understand what you're saying, but technology only lasts for a short. It doesn't have a very long lifespan, and so that's why it was hard to give you an answer on that because once you speaking of technology, 3 months from now they're going to either make it new and improve or do something else with it, but it's not going to stay the same. So I'm saying you can't hold on to one piece of technology for very long. Okay. That's why it's kind of hard to answer that question because 6 months from now, it's going to be old and outdated, and they're going to need to find something else to replace that. So am I making sense here? Am I not?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So my question becomes:
it's new now, but 3 or 4 months from now, it's going to need a facelift. It's going to be modified. It's going to need to be updated. Something else is going to change, or something's going to be add or deleted from it. But it's not. Nothing in technology is going to stay the same for a very long period of time. So that's a very hard analogy to make because nothing stays the same. Even as I'm sorry.
I have a question. I do have a question because I'm wondering why did they even vote on it, right? Given the history of the program in other cities,
including Chicago,
specifically Chicago, why did they elect to have a vote on something that it has been shown analytically to not work? Why?
Good point.
Right. Yeah. Shelf life, one thing, but another thing is that the application may or may not, work or do the job that they are willing to pour millions into. And I tell you, I can think of a whole lot of other things that they can be spending those $1 million on.
That's the argument. Roughly $7 million.
Yeah. You can spend some of that money on me. I'm just saying. City Council. All right. Mr. Ellis.
Yes, sir.
So you have also a programming background.
That's correct.
What do you think that helps the IT technician as they're trying to pursue a formidable career in technology?
Technology is kind of like if you think about the nursing field. I know I may not be giving you the direct. And in the nursing department, there's a lot of different. You can be an RN, an LPN. You can be a phlebotomist. You can be all these different things, but they all fit under the nursing environment. You can be a programmer, a DB2 administrator, network administrator, system administrator, a technical support, system analyst, business analyst. All these things fit under this umbrella. So what a person needs to do is figure out where their passion lies at, and then home on to that, and then make it work. Because when now the more you know, when you're dealing with different certifications, that's a good thing because they can use you in all different areas for different purposes, for different strengths that you have in your background. But if a person's going to do something, that person should be, if they want a longevity career, find something that they're good at it, master it, know it inside and out, and then follow that all the way through. And then at that point, it's not, you're not doing a job, you have a career. Mm-hmm. And so now you need to find something that you're passionate about. I hear people saying network security and all these things, you're overlapping things. Pick one, get all the education you can get out of it, master it, do everything you need to do, and then you're set for life.
Yeah. I find that to be true too. Mm-hmm. But come on now, let's be honest. If I wanted to make more money in the IT field, do I want to be a programmer or do I want to be in cybersecurity? I'm just asking because inquiring minds want to know.
Obviously, cybersecurity is going to be the best bang for the buck because not only is in the United States, it's global. You can go over to France, you can go in China, and everybody's going to recognize that power that certification carries. That certification is global now. So that's why it's such a good thing. You can go anywhere in the world with these certifications and make things work. So obviously, but mind you, it doesn't come easy. If it came easy, everybody would have it. So, but when you're talking about cybersecurity, it's not the beginning of your learning. I mean, it's actually once you finish, you're going to be learning for the rest of your life because everything's going to keep changing on you, and you got to keep getting recertifications, and you got to keep getting retrained. Why? Because technology is constantly evolving. So you can't be a lazy person as a cybersecurity. You have to be a person who's willing to roll up their sleeve and do what they need to do. And so, and if you're a laid-back person and you need to be poked by the poker, that may not be a good fit for you because that's something that you have to have a passion to do it. And some people do it because they see the dollars and cents, but their heart's not in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's kind of like me.
No. It goes down to a basic principle of you want to do something you will love. You want to have, you need the passion for it.
You have to have the passion. I've known a guy. He was an attorney, and he took a really nice salary, and he went to go do something that he loved to do, and that was raising cows. He went and bought some land and bought some cows, and right now he's selling Angus beef. But he's the happiest he ever been. People who go through careers and go to and go to something that they really are passionate about it. And if you're passionate about it, the money will come. That will come. If you're passionate about it, everything will work itself out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I believe that's true. So if there was one thing that you could tell these students that are coming into the DSDT program that you wholeheartedly find to be true, what would it be as they're anticipating entering into this field of information technology? What would it be?
A solid they need to have a solid foundation. And I got to say it, and I'm saying this to say this is very important. Without a solid foundation, what I mean, if they don't know what, I'm with no disrespect intended, if a student can't tell me what a computer is, he can't define what a computer is. That's what I mean by solid foundation. What's the main parts of a computer? That's the basic. And so what I'm trying to say, a lot of them don't know how about the basic and the fundamentals. They lost that part. For example, I'm gonna say this because I always use an example for everything. A kid cannot understand anything without the ABCs. That's the basic. Reading, writing, and arithmetic. Remember that song? That's the basic. Without the basic, you can't do anything. And a lot of people are jumping into the computer field without the basics. And it's hard to understand the second part because you never got the first part.
That's powerful.
You got to go back and teach them the first part to get them to that part.
Oh wait.
Have to learn your ABC 1, 2, 3.
There you go.
That's
you
right.
Can't read the book without it. You can't spell without it. You can't. There's no calculus, algebra, and all these without mathematics, add, addition, subtraction, division. So you understand what I'm saying? That's what I mean by the basics. And that's what a lot of them are missing. They're missing the basics. And
so let me ask this. Is it possible for you to jump into a net plus without having done A plus and still get the value of the course?
You'll be limited. To achieve all this possible, we must attempt the impossible. It can be done, but you're cheating yourself, because somewhere down the road, those two roads are going to collide. You're gonna be missing something.
Okay.
You're gonna be missing something, and it's gonna come back, and it's gonna come back to bite you. Now you have to train the trainer or teach the teacher. You got to go back and relearn.
Wow. This man, put it together for him. Put it together for him. That's what I'm talking about. Absolutely. We are definitely appreciative to have you as part of the team, Mr. Ellis. Mr. Ellis is actually in the process of rewriting much of the curriculum for the program itself. Again, you've been in the field how long, sir?
30 years, but you ain't heard it from me.
30 years.
Wow.
And I'm sure a few things have changed in the last 30 years that he's been a part of the industry.
And something, you know what? Tomorrow's another day.
Yeah. So we want to say again, thank you for giving us some time to actually come on and explain to the student that's going to be on the other side of this video at some point, and they're going to be wondering about the program here at DSDT. Well, you kind of surmised a lot of that, and you wound it up real nice, right? And again, I just want to say thank you. We appreciate you, and we look forward to having you again. Okay.
Thank you much.
Thank you, Mr. Ellis. A lot of information we packed in 1 hour.
Man, that's all it's been in an hour. I feel like I've been talking for 3 days. I'm just saying.
A lot of information right there.
I've been talking a long time, Josh.
Yeah.
Talking a long time. Yeah. I think every time she comes on, I learn something.
Amber,
every time she comes on, I learn something.
I think that's a great addition.
Absolutely. And,
yes.
You know, she much again to even Kevon too, because I know that they stay in tune with what's going on in their industries.
They are in the know.
They absolutely are.
They stay in the know.
I remember a day when I used to, need all of the information as it came in. And nowadays you get so caught up in life and the things that are going on. It's like, you really don't have time. So it's good to know that there's people around you with master degrees and bachelors, and they know more than you do. That's cool with me. I love it.
Absolutely.
I just get
good to have someone who knows the X's and O's.
The X's and O's.
Yeah, just the nuances, the bullet points. The factoids.
All right. I guess that's why we have you here with me too, right? That's why we have Josh. He knows the X's and the O's.
Yes. Well, Carlos, man, a great episode again. We are on our way for this new season of the Tech School Podcast, powered by DSDT. We will see you next Tuesday. And when we come back next Tuesday, Amber is going to enlighten us on how to improve our TikTok followers, our following on TikTok. So that'll be good to see, amongst other things as well. So in the meantime, this is the Tech School Podcast, powered by DSDT. See ya.